If you want to understand Brexit and what happened last night, Britain's relationship with the EU, the whole thing, stop. Don't think about that stuff. It's not really about that. This is a global phenomenon. This is a revolt against technocracy and elites telling everybody else what to do. At the end of the day, for the past 20 years, 80% of the people have been told 80% of the time by the top 20% what to do, what to think, and what's good for them. Guess what? They've figured it out. The 20% needs to listen, because if they don't, they're going to find something out. The Hamptons is not a defensible position.
All right, there we go. There we go. There goes the camera. So, definitely thank everybody who's watched tonight, who's been watching the stream. I think I like the way I'm doing this, the new stream now. It's actually easy to edit, especially with just the way I'm adding the little breaks in. And I actually may switch up the break music. This is a little bit of idea that I got. By the way, remember I'm going to actually release these videos for you guys on my YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, or follow here on Twitch, or on my Facebook channel. And so, basically, what I want to actually say to you guys is thank you for the support that I've actually received from you guys, and thank you for, you know, helping me out by liking to the channel, by subscribing. You guys, I couldn't do this without you, and it's been very helpful. And thank everybody who's, be it from rating my channel to just, you know, supporting the playback on their Twitch channel, to just being that support. So thank you. And so I want to actually take the time to go over a wonderful video from our lovely people here at PragerU. And so, PragerU, the world's bestest fake university besides Trump University, and it's going to be on intersectionality. So let's see what PragerU has a say on intersectionality. And this was done in May, so it's a little bit of an old video. So let's hear what they have to say.
To say that, like, I think white women need to kind of step up their game, to be quite honest. Like, sorry, but I'm calling you out. Like, you really do, because, like, you know, there's like, I couldn't agree more with everything that these brilliant women are saying. But, like, I'm also seeing the silent killer, which is a lot of white women at the top who are kind of reinforcing a lot of old ideas.
If you're now thinking, what the hell are you talking about? You haven't spent much time on a modern college campus.
Wait, what? Wait. Yeah, because the quote, the video was taken completely out of context. Yeah, of course. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Because it was just out of fucking context. But, you know, Ben Shapiro. By the way, spin the wind, spin the wind. Let's continue.
Intersectionality is a form of identity politics in which the value of your opinion depends on how many victim groups you belong to. At the bottom of the totem pole.
Wait, no, that's not what intersectionality is. Intersectionality is a intersection of the things that may be held against you socially and economically. I don't know, because, like, people who are poor are treated worse than people who are rich, and if you're black, then you're treating even worse. And, you know, if you're a woman, or maybe trans, or may not be straight, like, things are stacked against you. We have data proving that. We have facts, Ben. And I remember somebody saying facts don't care about your feelings. But I don't know. I don't know who said that shit, right? But let's continue.
Pole is the person everybody loves to hate, the straight white male.
Wait. And mind you. So here's my thing, right? The fucking, oh God, this is gonna sound so bad. Ben Shapiro, who talks about it-pole or intersectionalities, he makes no fucking excuse, or makes no, what the fuck the word I'm looking for, and I just lost me. He makes no. He just shows that, I'm sorry, wearing a yarmulke everywhere in your videos, in what you're doing, is actually virtue signaling your religion. Almost as if your religion is part of who you are. Like an intersection of which you should be taken and should be looked at. Fucking far be it from me. Far be it from me to actually talk about somebody's, in a negative way, their religion, or talk about their heritage. Far be it from me, because I know better than that. But Ben, who is literally symbolizing that he's a religious, observing Jew, not just by lineage, but by the religion. Because, of course, he always talks about how, the Bible, and yes, he actually references the Bible, is the thing that we should live by. It's okay that he talks his way, but for other people, it's a fucking problem. But let's hear him out.
And who's at the top? Well, it's very hard to say, because new groups claim victim status all the time. No one can keep track. So, how does this intersectionality thing play out? Something like this. Let's say you're a gay white woman.
As a queer woman,
your opinion matters, but less than that of a gay black woman. Why? Because while all women are oppressed by the patriarchy, and all gays are oppressed by the heterosexual majority, blacks have a victim status that whites obviously don't.
Like, the guy at the top's louder. It's harder to say, like, I think this should be a black writer.
Of course, a gay black woman's victim status is less than that of a black trans woman, who ranks below a black Muslim trans woman, and so on. The more memberships you can claim in oppressed groups, the more aggrieved you are, and the higher you rank.
I mean, like, it's not like you're collecting fucking rare cards from a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, motherfucker. Like, no, that's not how this works. Fuck. Why would you even think that's how this works? How? How do fucking losers like him come up with this bullshit? Cause make no bones about it. It's bullshit, because he is really thinking that people are trying to play the oppression Olympics. That's not what people are talking about. But, of course Ben doesn't fucking care about that. Even though he's friends with Dave Rubin, he wouldn't come to celebrate his marriage. And he doesn't see how that's a problem, or how that makes him seem bigoted, or how that may just put people off. But let's continue.
Get it? Good, because it's about to get even more complicated. Intersectionality takes your victim status and uses it as the basis for creating alliances with other victim groups.
I'll just speak from my own personal experience. It's just...
Well, now, that part is fucking true. What it is, he unintentionally made a true statement. Yes, under intersectionality, what actually does happen is you create an alliance through fucking empathy, through understanding that, hey, people go through shit. And so maybe we should actually treat people in a way that we would want to be treated, because we go through shit. So you're absolutely right. Fucking human empathy is determined by intersection. It's not determined, but is promoted by intersectionality. And is that a bad thing, Ben? Is it a bad thing? But let's continue.
It's like I wasn't sure how to be an ally. I wasn't sure what type. I got so caught up in like what kind of terminology I was supposed to be using.
Here's the logic. A black gay and a Hispanic gay may not belong to the same victim.
Wow. 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 Like, the shit is right in front of your fucking face. But you're trying to make it seem like someone is being, like, they're being the oppression police and actually using this to try to fucking hurt you or using it against you. Where that's not the case, Ben. She literally says what it is. And a lot of the problem is a lot of people want to actually get so caught up in terms instead of getting recognizing somebody else's feelings of what they're going through. That's a thing, man. That's a fucking thing. But that's not what Ben's gonna believe. Let's continue.
Group racially, but they do belong to the same victim group on the basis of their sexuality. By focusing on the places where various victim identities intersect, intersectionality creates a united us versus them paradigm. Righteous victims rising up together to fight the oppressor, those dreaded straight white men. This explains why at a rally protesting the treatment of Palestinians by Israel, you might see a contingent of lesbian activists.
How? Because human rights? Like, that's really what this is about. Human rights. And I know Ben, like, let's be honest, Ben is somebody who believes that Netanyahu can do no wrong because reasons, and, you know, he's actively said that the places in that the Palestinians were forced to settle with were open air sewers or open air sewers, and they should just live better. But you know, he doesn't feel any signs of fucking, racism in his heart, even though like he's had problems with LGBTQ people. But no, Ben, there isn't a reason why they would feel some sort of animosity or hostility or some defensiveness to straight white males. It's no reasons why, right? There's no reasons why. Let's continue.
That's intersectionality at work. They're so united by their victim status that it doesn't matter if Islamists throw gays off of buildings or murder female family members who defy their father's wishes. Victim solidarity trumps all other considerations. That some professor tucked away in an ivory tower would come up with this.
I mean, like, he doesn't get the idea that he's actually promoting victim. He's actually, like, I hate when right wingers say this bullshit because they wouldn't throw gay people off the buildings. They would just not want them to exist. That's the thing. They wouldn't want them to exist. Fuck throwing them off the buildings. They just wouldn't want them to fucking exist. But let's continue.
This nonsense is not surprising. What is surprising and disturbing is that so many people actually go along with it.
As I started to rise in television, I started to just get more blunt and just start saying, like, I would like a black writer. Because if I said diverse, you get, well, white is diverse, which is something somebody said to me. And I was like, wow. I was like, it's not cool. But but to really, I reached out to my, the women that I respect who are not white writers and directors, and I said, what should I say? What language should I use? And I think it's worth it if you're in a position of hiring power or green lighting power to like reach out to people that are not like you and say, what can I do to be an ally, and how can I support writers of color and LGBTQ and disabled writers? Like, what can I do?
Intersectionality promotes.
All right, fuck. Rest in peace, Iris, whatever her name was. But yeah, no, man. That's like, let's hear his whole story about this shit as soon as I get to a place where I can just run away from my ass.
The biggest hoax of all, that we aren't individuals who are to be judged on the basis of how we act, but are merely members of groups to be judged on the basis of our group identity. In other words, you and I, as individuals with our unique experiences, thoughts, and ambitions, count for nothing. Our racial and sexual identity count for everything. It's hard to imagine an idea less likely to produce a free and equal America than that.
Ben, no, dog. That's not how this works. Like, and this is coming up to an end. Like, so we know what Ben thinks. He thinks that for some reason that intersectionality is just bad because it unites people in a way against straight white males, and I'm not above the whole opinion that you should find allies in different places. I'm not above that, and quite frankly, it's one of those things where it gives you an understanding of other people's plights and something that they may actually go through. But we know that's not what Ben is having an issue with. Ben is having an issue with the fact that it seems that he's a target, or he's part of the group that's a target, because, why should these people actually work together for the betterment of themselves? Why should they come together in a way that is productive to getting the things that they want? Shouldn't they just stand on their own and make sure that they are, they fight for them on their own, and, individualism and all that other good bullshit? That's this whole sense of it's bad to have allies. And you know what? The woman who actually said in the video was right. Some people are so concerned with making sure that they are concerned with the terms, and nevertheless not concerned with making sure that they are actually being that ally, making sure that they are actually being, supportive of others who may be going through some things that they've not lived through. That's not a weakness, Ben. That's a benefit. And you know what else is a benefit, guys? You guys. Those of you guys who've watched my stuff, who's actually went ahead and helped support the channel, helped support the growth of the Crimson 60620 channel, supported me through my artwork, who supported me through a lot of different things. I want to thank everybody who has done that. And quite frankly, guys, it's getting late. I have to work tomorrow. And I want to thank everyone for watching tonight and watching the playback later. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism?
Yeah, I'm probably afraid of that, because then people don't hate each other, then people start talking to each other, and then they start talking to each other, they find out who's the problem.
Which is?
Greedy people.
Greedy. I have a couple things I want to ask you there. Do you really think that some of the guys that you dealt with at NBC, no names, right? Because there's lawsuits for that too, that some of these guys really want to promote racism actively, or is it a subconscious?
I just think it's part of capitalism, is to promote racism, you know, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that. I mean, you know, I would.
Absolutely.
Say, I'm sorry, Jack, but shit, they say I'm white. I'm going to use this.
Right. Absolutely.
Get this job. I'm hungry, you know. But, and that separates people. So they keep people separated, and that keeps them from thinking about the real problem. That's as simple as I see it. Probably it's not that simple, but...
Now, all right, you and I are about the same age, right? We're in our mid-30s. How long is it going to take before guys who think like you, and I say guys who think like me, people who don't want to have racism in the country, people who don't want to be oppressing any minority, whatever it is, sexual, whatever minority, really get into positions of power and can change things?
You can't get in a position of power, it seems, if you think like that. It seems that the only time you get in a position of power is if you're like the people that are in power. To me, I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean, people that get to become executives become like the people that were already executives.
I don't know, maybe...
They go in with good intentions, but it eats them up. It's like a cesspool, you know, it just gets on you and it starts
eating. The system levels them.
Pretty soon it's all gone.
Is that what a cesspool sounds like?
Yes.